It's Friday Night Writes with the Stop Writing Alone community. I'm Nicole Rivera, and I'm here every single week sharing prompts, exercises, and writing prompt parties for you to be inspired for the whole weekend through. Come on in, bring your notebook, your laptop, or whatever it is you want to write with, because as soon as we get started, you'll be inspired to start scribbling away your weekend. Thanks for coming, and enjoy your Friday Night Writes. Hey everybody, it's me, Nicole Rivera from the Stop Writing Alone podcast and here on NV Rivera YouTube channel for Friday Night Writes. It is the first week of July, so happy July. And that means that I want to share a writing prompt tool with you that'll get you to writing a complete short story if that's what you wish to write this week. Since it's July, I've got two things on my mind. Number one is school's out. I've got all different types of kids activities and mom things on my mind. And then the other is my Camp NaNoWriMo project that I'm working on this July. So you're going to see that this month our writing prompt themes sort of reflect those two themes. Starting with Storymatic Kids. Now, this is not the first Storymatic product that I've shared with you. As you know, I'm a super fan of all things Storymatic, but this is in particular designed for a younger audience. Does not mean that we can't write on it as well. We've actually done this a couple of times in some writing prompt parties. But as you will see, the cards are just a little more kid-friendly, but I think that also makes them a little more kid-lit friendly if that's what you want to write, or fantasy. You shall see. If you haven't played Storymatic with us before, the classic games and Storymatic Kids, also Storymatic Colonial Williamsburg, which I played last week in the writing prompt party, which is here on the YouTube channel, all kind of follow the same rules. There are two different color cards. In this box, they are yellow and blue, and the colors signify, the yellow cards are the cards that we pick to pick our character, and the blue cards take us into the story. So I'm going to pick two yellow cards that we are going to combine to create our character, our protagonist that we're writing about. And then I'm going to draw a blue card, which will dive you into story. Now, there's rules for Storymatic, and they should be rules for us anytime we have a prompt when we want to be really sticklers with ourselves and make sure that we are not playing around. And the number one rule of Storymatic is your main character should change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story, and it doesn't have to be a big change. And the second rule is to keep your main character alive. So that's it for our rules. I'm going to pick your cards. And I will say, actually, this little booklet has variations on how you can play the game, how you can pick cards differently to a different sort of prompt, and also how you can play with others. So let's get our yellow cards. I'm going to pick two random yellow cards. The first is person who is turning into an animal. I love that. And our second card is, a wild card. Tell your story in first person. So I told myself if I picked a wild card, I would pick a third card. So I want you to tell your story in first person. It's a person that is turning into an animal who's also a sumo wrestler. So typically we pick two cards, we combine them to be one person. So these would be our two cards that we're combining to be one person. So a person who's turning into an animal who's also a sumo wrestler. And for this particular game, we picked a wild card, so we want to try to tell this story in first person. Like I say every single week, if you need to dump this, if you're inspired to write in third person or second person or what have you, go for it. These are just things to sort of trigger your imagination. And now we select one blue card. This is our blue, to dive us into story. So what you need to think about for your story is bridge. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Bridge. Person turning into an animal who's also a sumo wrestler. Bridge. Your character should change, which I guess isn't too difficult when we have somebody who's changing into an animal. Change from beginning to the end of the story, and we want to try to keep them alive for this story. But that's it from Storymatic Kids for this week. I will put the link in the show description so that you can check out all the different products from Storymatic and get a copy of your own if you are interested in doing this for yourself as a writer or doing it with the whole family. I think it's really a fun activity to do if you have all this time, especially our rainy days. We had a big time rainy day yesterday, so we had to pull out all the stops of the in-house activities. But that's it. Happy writing, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with your writer friends. And if you need anything else from Stop Writing Alone, head to stopwritingalone.com.